But shout out to Cam Newton, boy. Cam Newton gave me some content. Now, I'm not sure what made Cam Newton want to get into it with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I don't know if he was trying to shoot his shot at her DM and, you know, she shot him down because she don't date men with children. I don't know what it was feeling. But, you know, when you look at her background, she's a heavyweight in the mental health community. She's a heavyweight in the community, so much so that she and her father have a street name after them in their hometown of Los Angeles. She's the president of her local NAACP branch. What the fuck was you thinking playing with this woman, Cam? And I do say, what was you thinking playing with this woman, Cam? Because I know the clips are out there that make it seem like she just jumped on Cam Newton's head, but it's not how it seems. That's why I'm making this video today, to provide the situation with a little context, because it's not a situation where she just jumped on Cam Newton's podcast and jumped on his head about being a single father. That's how I'll put it. Now, before I begin, I just want to say, Cam, what was you thinking smoking in front of this woman? We want to call ourselves a Southern gentleman, and I understand this in your cigar lounge, but when you're in the presence of a woman that is not smoking or does not smoke, it is thought to be rude to A, smoke in their immediate presence, and B, be blowing the smoke in their direction. Now, I said that she was responding to Cam Newton trying. This thing jumped off the rails early. Cam Newton gave her a question and asked her where she was from. She basically gave her her background, who she was, where she's from, her upbringing, all the way to what she is and who she is now. Basically giving a synopsis of herself, because there's not a lot of information out there. She even said on the podcast that she does not have a Wikipedia page. So she gave her background. And immediately Cam thought, this is my moment, I won't seize on it. And that's where he fucked up. He fucked up early, y'all. He fucked up early. He made a joke calling her, saying, she's in running. First of all, when someone gives you their life story, the first thing you shouldn't do is make a joke. He summed up everything she said about her entire life story from the time she was a kid to now, and said, oh, so if I'm hearing right, she's a runner, she's a track star. And he thought he had something. And she reeled his ass back in. She reeled him back in. But did it nicely. She did it very nicely. Reiterated where she was from and talked about her upbringing and not the fact that she just was a single woman. Because what Cam was trying to get at by saying she's a runner, she's a track star, is that saying, hey, she's a single woman and she doesn't have any example of what a happy relationship or good relationship looks like, because she came from a broken home, or excuse me, she came from a broken home, and she's a 41-year-old single woman with no kids. So that was his whole premise. What he didn't realize was that premise led him into opening the door to his own personal life. And those psychology classes that he took to get his degree didn't prepare him for sitting down with a real mental health professional and got her fucked up. That's the best way I can say it. He got her fucked up. Now, she lightly warned Cam, but he didn't pick up on the warning, because she made a comment, she made a statement about sometimes women are conditioned from childhood to be chasing and trying to investigate where's dad, and being investigators, because Cam made a comment about women that, these black women don't investigate, they'll find anything. And she segued that into, hey, sometimes when they're growing up in a home where dad's not home, they're already on the path to investigating where black men are at and what's going on, what you doing, what are you doing since you are not here, because they grew up in a home without their father. He didn't catch that warning. So she tried to subtly warn him. I don't know why Cam thought he could go there with this lady, why he thought his psychology classes had prepared him to go to battle with a mental health professional, but he fucked up. He fucked up bad. And if you think I'm just saying that Cam had her fucked up, she literally warned him and kind of told him. She did it through an example, but if you listen real closely.
And high functioning means I can regulate those emotions. Watch this and say, okay, right now, I'm ready to rip this man's head off. Right now, he got me all the way fucked up. Okay, so how do I relay that message to him where it's going to be respectful, it's going to be non-combative, and I'm going to disarm him. While he still knows, you got me fucked up.
Where he was feeling himself, talking about how he can make women better and he build a woman up. Around about the 1 hour and 10-minute mark, she let him know that you weren't God. And what you're doing is a form of manipulation, because what you're really doing is you're setting up the environment to where you're saying, hey, if you subscribe to these conditions that I set forth, then you can get access to this life, whatever those conditions may look like. And those conditions almost always are one-sided. Those choices are almost always based on the person choosing what they want for a season instead of their longevity. So if you're providing all the creature comforts and the little things that people want for that season, yes, you can get somebody to subscribe to that way of life, but eventually it serves its time. It fizzles out. It disbands. So he didn't catch that warning there either. She was trying to give him a warning, like, hey, ease up, my boy, ease up, my boy, just chill up, just ease up, cool up. But Cam didn't catch it. Poor Cam, he didn't catch it. So throughout this 2-hour interview, I kept seeing instances where Cam was trying to find a segue to take a dig at this woman, and he couldn't find it. So about the 1 hour and 38-minute mark, Cam Newton visibly regretted opening up the interview to include his own personal life. We tried to make a joke about people judging his situation and referenced an earlier statement that she had made, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant had made earlier, where she mentioned saying, hey, she was taking her time. Let me see what she said. Yes, I'm just taking my time. And he tried to make a joke and use that to try and say, hey, this is the reason why I got 8 kids from 3 different women. I'm just taking my time because I have a fear of divorce, and his love or her want for marriage isn't that high because his fear of divorce is higher than his want for marriage. That's the point that went viral, y'all. That's the point at which Cam realized he fucked up. And at the 1 hour and 38-minute mark, you can visibly see that Cam knew he fucked up.
What situation are you referring to that they're looking at and thinking is not high function?
Just my life.
Your life entirely, or your life in relationships?
My life.
See, don't deflect. Let's stay here. Your life entirely, or your life in relationships?
So I won't dive too much into the viral part because y'all can see, y'all already know that's what brought y'all here to bring everything else into context. But she basically told Cam that he wasn't taking his time. What he was doing is being selective, and he was participating in being selective. When you're a man and you have kids with one woman and it doesn't work out, okay, cool. You have kids with another woman, it doesn't work out, cool. You have kids with another woman, it doesn't work out, cool. But don't say that you're taking your time, because those are all situations that could have, for whatever reasons, grown and blossomed, but they didn't. I'm not saying that Cam was the fault of it, but when that is your body of work, you can't say that you're taking your time. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, who is childless and single at 41 years old, yes, she makes the case for saying she's taking her time. But anyone out here with kids and multiple situations, you can't say that you're taking your time. Society is okay with certain types of BS. Where we gotta govern ourselves and shift our moral compass is to be real with ourselves and say, okay, I can't justify my BS. Well, we got to be real with this whole situation about Cam Newton and Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is society sometimes is okay with certain levels of BS. And as people, we have to not make excuses for ourselves for trying to justify our BS, even if society says this BS is okay, or it's okay for certain levels of BS. So, them people over there getting away with it, why we can't do it? Because it's all bullshit in there. And the overall message that she was giving Cam was that, but also this. All that bullshit our kids are watching. And what example are we setting to our kids? Because this bullshit has an impact today, but it also has an impact tomorrow. And you okay with the bullshit? Peace.